Oh! Alright folks, I'm going to get behind the camera here real quick. Alright folks, so I can tell you this thing's a gas to fly. This thing is a gas to fly. It is so smooth, folks. Seriously, I'm really amazed. I'm really impressed with this helicopter. It is so smooth, yet responsive. If you need quick response, you get it. And yet it's so darn smooth. It is so darn scale. There's a functional nose light, as you can see. There's also a functional red tail light, which you can see not as easily, but you can see it right there. Okay. Super scale aircraft this here. Holy cow. Really. This is a model of a Bell 206L, which stands for Long Ranger. They have the Jet Ranger, which is a 4-passenger aircraft, and they have the Long Ranger, which is a 6-passenger, and that's what this is. You got the pilot and a passenger in the front, where the front windows are near the windshield. Then in the back, you got 3 people seated facing forward in the back, and 2 people facing rearward. Yep, so pilot and 1 passenger here, 3 passengers facing forward here, 2 facing rearward here, 6 passengers altogether. Super scaled this model is. It's got the, again, the working nose light. It's got a pitot tube here. The air runs through there, and this pitot tube gets really, really hot, and it warms the air, bringing it into the aircraft. This is a cable cutter, and if you were theoretically to fly into a high-tension cable, a power line or something, theoretically this might cut it and save you from crashing, maybe. Here's a radio antenna. Got the scale exhausts, right? Exhaust, oh, my finger's in the way, but you can see them dead center screen. Scale exhaust outputs there. Can't think of the right name. Just really scale. And my gosh, this thing flies great. It's got some funny aspects with it. Like to start the helicopter. I'm going to set this down on the helipad here. All right, so to start this helicopter, hold on, folks. It's kind of funny, but to start this helicopter, here's the instructions right here. Turn on the transmitter and let helicopter stay near the transmitter. Okay. Install the aircraft battery in the battery compartment. Okay, and it's a really unique little battery. It's a little, it snaps in and out onto the underside of the aircraft. Right there. Well, there it is right there. So let's go ahead and pull this out right now. There we go. So you see the battery fits very neatly right there. Here's the battery itself. Okay. You can see there's a red light there. Can you see it? Probably. There's a red light here that's on. And this button here is the on and off switch for the battery itself. So if I hold this, then the red light should go off. Okay, it did go off. So yeah, so this little battery, you get 2 of these. You get 2 of these. But if you order I think if I recall correctly, you can order it with 1, 2, or 3 batteries. I ordered it with 2. So you get this battery here. Again, it's on-off switch. It comes with an included USB cable that plugs in there, center screen. USB cable included plugs in there to charge this up. Again, you get your on-off switch. So to actually start this helicopter into flying, you turn on the transmitter, you install this battery in the helicopter, you hold this button down for 3 seconds to turn on the power. That powers up the helicopter. At that time, the lights on the helicopter, let me start over. The first thing you do is turn on the transmitter, as I said. Then you install the aircraft battery in the battery compartment, as I said. And you press the power switch on the battery for 2 seconds to power up the helicopter. After that, the lights on both the transmitter and the helicopter will be blinking. Okay? Then you push the throttle stick from the top to the bottom quickly. All right? The remote control of the transmitter beeps. And then the indicator lights on both helicopter and remote control go from flashing to solid, which tells you that your binding is successful. Okay, so that's how you get ready to fly. Then another thing, which is kind of different and interesting, is if you, to start the helicopter, see, now normally your left stick is at the bottom, right? Normally your left stick here is at the bottom. You know, but this one, the neutral position is at the bottom. On this one, the neutral position is in the center. right? So to start the helicopter and to arm the helicopter and start the rotor spinning, you would take these two sticks and move them like this, down and outward. When you do that, the rotor starts spinning, but very slowly. And that's how you start the helicopter. You don't move your left stick from bottom upward because it starts in the center. You simply do what I just described, and that gets the helicopter spinning just barely. Then you fly it normally, and it's also two different speeds here. I was doing the low speed. Yep, there's two speeds here. So I was doing low head speed. Oh, and this is super important. This is super important, what I want to say now. I canceled this order because the advertisement said that it had ailerons. Then I find out it does not have ailerons, right? And so I was going to return it. Then I decided, well, I've always wanted a scale Bell 206 Long Ranger model, always. So even if it doesn't have ailerons, I can still enjoy it. Well, as it turns out, it does have aileron function. It doesn't have ailerons per se. But if you move the right stick, which would be your aileron stick, to the right, which would normally cause a helicopter to fly sideways on other models, it does the same thing with this model. I don't think there's actually an aileron servo per se, but for some reason, if you move your aileron stick, which is the right stick, to the right, your helicopter will move sideways to the right. If you move it to the left, it'll move sideways to the left. The point being that whatever system they've used that's not an aileron system, it behaves the same as an aileron system. So you can do your nice banked turns, everything, okay? So I'm really jazzed to have learned that. It does have aileron function, but it isn't by using aileron servos, if that makes any sense. Okay, so those are all the different things that are unusual and everything like that. But again, I think this helicopter is fantastic. Hope you'll watch and subscribe and leave a comment if you'd like. Thanks, bye-bye.